My name is Caroline Poynton from Bury, Manchester, and I am fucking correct about pedo services in the UK. That they are all fucking involved. They are all paedophiles. Covering it up. And they've got my little girl, and I'm holding them all responsible, including the king. I'm not telling them. They better go and get her back to me, a mother. Before this happens to her.
Something changed drastically. For many years we spoke of the mainstream media, especially BBC News, Sky News, and all of those likes. They've almost been the right hand of the government. They basically push pro-government propaganda and essentially do as the government says. Step out of line, they'll find themselves, of course, been zapped. That's why a lot of people do not like.
And this guy that says now, he won't be long. I said we won't see him again.
News hosts from these organisations
speak out,
go against the government and call out the government.
So say something. Why is he saying that?
Trevor Phillips, a Sky News host, calling out Keir Starmer and talking about the grooming gang cover-up and talking about it passionately. I was flabbergasted. I was genuinely surprised. And credit to Trevor. We need more people like this who are going to hold the government to account and call out this stuff. Because remember, it's the justice that we want for these victims that this Labour government are dragging their heels to appease a certain narrative. In today's video, guys, we are going to be watching this moment where Trevor Phillips, of course, calls out Keir Starmer and speaks passionately in an interview about it. As always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button.
A little girl cup in it.
Let's get into it. You've seen the state of this country. Now we're the message. Wanker. Stunt farmer, Labour, shop the full collection by going down into the link in the description or heading over to BritishStand.com. As you can see here, Trevor Phillips calls out Keir Starmer, claims the grooming gang members are protected, and stated that the government clearly never wanted this inquiry because much of this took place in Labour councils. The Labour councils did nothing. These children were chosen by the gangs because they were white. They didn't operate in secrecy. Everybody knew. These people know they are protected politically by social workers, by the police. This is big. You might say, well, we already know that then. We speak about it all the time. Yes, but for people that are working for these organisations to call it out as it is a huge step in the right direction. Let's see what Trevor had to say.
What's coming together here is a really horrid combination that nobody really ever wants to talk about, which is the intersection of race and sexual predation. And let's be honest that actually a lot of this is bringing those two things together in an unpleasant way. The issue about the grooming gang inquiry is very straightforward. The government clearly never wanted these two things to be put together. And I suspect that their big reason for not wanting those two things to be put together is that much of this took place in areas which are run by local Labour councils. And that the authorities who ought to be watching over this, stopping it, monitoring it and all of the rest of it were controlled by those councils, and they did nothing. The point I make in my piece today is that this particular phenomenon is not like other kinds of child abuse for a number of reasons. Number one, scale. Most child abuse rings, even the big ones, you're talking about a few children, maybe a dozen. Here, we're talking about tens of thousands. This is industrial. Secondly, the issue about who the children are. This is a horrible way to put it. You kindly said I've been at this a long time. I'm afraid much longer than you think. I won a Royal Television Society Award for a film on paedophiles back in 1988, 37 years ago. It was the first award I ever won. And the reason I had to spend a week sitting interviewing paedophiles in a darkened room. It's one of the most loathsome experiences of my life, but I learned some things. One of them is that they do two things. One, they choose children for quote-unquote aesthetic reasons. In this case, the grooming gang, these children are chosen because of their race. They are chosen because they are white and because they are outside the community of the groomers. And secondly, they are chosen, the way they operate is not in secrecy. All other kinds of child abuse, the first thing that the abuser says to the child is, don't tell anybody, because, I'll kill you. Or, for a younger child, they will say to that child, if anybody knows, they will take your parents away and put them in jail. The difference with this grooming gang thing is that everybody knows. It happens in public. The girls are but first attracted by usually by young men from within those communities. Flash cars, cigarettes, they're given drugs, all the rest of it. And the girls, and I did it, as you said, this film 10 years ago. And what the girls tell you is, this is my boyfriend, because they think that's what's happening. Only later do they discover they're hooked on drugs, they need the alcohol and all of that, and then they're passed around amongst older men. So this is just completely different. And the other thing, which I think really makes it different, and brings us back to, if you like, the horror of of narrowing the inquiry, is that these people know that they are protected. They're protected politically. They're protected by social workers. They're protected by local police, because everybody says we don't want to ramp up tensions in the community, and these girls, partly their own fault. That is the scandal here. And that's the thing I think that I wanted to bring out, because I'm beginning to get around somehow that actually, this is no different to anything else. It could not be more different.
Credit to Trevor. Now, I won't be surprised if we don't see him again. I mean, not that he's going to be disappearing as such in terms of by men in black suits, but I mean, removed off your sort of mainstream media networks, because this is not the narrative that they want to push, of course. We've seen how the mainstream media operates, and yes, he's talking truth, he's talking complete common sense. But again, when you start to pick wars with the people that control that media, then all of a sudden, you're going to be having your bags packed and you're going to be sent packing. And this is not the first time Trevor's actually came out in defence for this. Remember, this was deemed as a far-right, bandwagon, as they so to speak. And he also came out and stood up for the United Kingdom protest. So credit where credit's due to Trevor. I don't normally give a lot of flowers to sort of mainstream media news hosts or people that are part of those organisations. But credit where credit's due to Trevor. I've seen him a couple of times now calling it out and again putting his neck on the line, so to speak, and risking his job, so to speak, by coming out and doing the right thing. So credit where credit is due to Trevor. Now, remember this situation, of course, with the Dundee girl. Well, the young Scottish girl was forced to brandish a knife and an axe to defend herself and assist her against a Romanian migrant and was arrested, has been vindicated after a Romanian grooming gang was jailed for sexually abusing women across Dundee. So yes, here we go. We've got a grooming gang that was going around in Dundee. So yeah, this shows no signs of slowing down these situations carry on going. Is there more to this? I want to know if there's more to this story that meets the eye. I certainly want to find out in due course. But again, as things are right now, especially under the government,
people's children as well. They've got my sister's children. I won't be surprised if they've got
guys, do let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below with regard to the subjects we discussed. Again, apologies, I'm still on vacation. I come back on Thursday, so I'll be ready to go. Keep me up to date with absolutely everything. So yeah, just have to make do with the sort of the schedule for now, in terms of the sort of shorter or the less amount of videos. So I thank you and appreciate it. But I'm recovering. I'm feeling a lot better, which is good. I need a rest now and then. And I'll be full of energy, ready to go upon my return on Thursday. But guys, thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
See you all later. Take care.
Goodbye now from Caroline Poynton in Manchester. Goodbye.